Breaking news, new charges in the Flint water scandal. This time, prosecutors go right to the top, targeting former Governor Rick Snyder. Also, the battle to remove President Trump. He's making his first public comments with a warning to top Democrats.
This impeachment is causing tremendous anger, and you're doing it, and it's really a terrible thing that they're doing.
More from the president and what's next in the House of Representatives. Hi, Ben.
Hey, Karen. Clouds thick out there, and they're also producing a little bit of freezing drizzle. We'll tell you what that means for the commute and the snow for the weekend. It's all right now. First at 4.
Local 4 News starts now with a breaking news alert.
Good afternoon. I'm Karen Drew. That breaking news is the biggest development in the Flint water scandal in a very long time. Former Michigan Governor Rick Snyder and other top former officials have been told they will be charged in connection with the Flint water crisis. Devin Skillion joins us now with the very latest. Devin.
Karen, it is quite a development. You recall Republican Rick Snyder was governor when the decision was made to switch the city's water source to the Flint River. There have always been questions about what Snyder knew, when he knew that there was a problem with that fateful decision. Well, now sources with knowledge of the planned prosecution say Snyder has been told that he will face criminal charges. And he's not alone. Former Health Department Director Nick Lyon also will face charges, along with others who were in the Snyder administration. Now, we've learned these are grand jury indictments against the three, but the Michigan Attorney General's office has reportedly reached out to defense attorneys for Snyder's and others, telling them to expect initial court appearances and that they should expect those soon. Snyder's attorney has released a statement saying a criminal prosecution would be, quote, outrageous. And prosecutors have not shared information with him yet about the charges. We've been covering the Flint water crisis, of course, for years. The switch to the Flint River ended up being so dangerous because the water was not treated to reduce the corrosion that built up in the pipes. The decision caused lead to leach from those old pipes and spoil the distribution system used by nearly 100,000 residents. That change was also blamed, as you'll recall, for an outbreak of Legionnaire's disease. The outbreak was announced by Snyder and Lyon in January of 2016, although Lyon conceded he knew that cases were being reported many months earlier. So, Karen, we've got crews working on reaction to this very big development, including an interview with the former Flint Mayor, Karen Weaver. So we've got a lot to come still ahead here on Local 4 News at 5 and 6. Back to you.
President Donald Trump is making his first public appearances since the attack on the U.S. Capitol. This trip to the U.S.-Mexican border designed to be a victory lap, celebrating his border wall. But back in D.C., the president is facing the threat of a second impeachment. And he's already lashed out at top Democrats about the efforts to remove him from office. Kimberly Gill is in the newsroom this afternoon with more from the president. And Kim, the House is getting ready to take action.
They are. Karen, good afternoon. Congress is working quickly, looking for a way to remove President Trump from office. Many Democrats and some Republicans say his speech on January 6th helped incite the attack on the U.S. Capitol. Today, the president is defiant and defended that address.
People thought that what I said was totally appropriate. And if you look at what other people have said, politicians at a high level, about the riots during the summer, the horrible riots in Portland and Seattle and various other places, that was a real problem, what they said. But they've analyzed my speech and my words and my final paragraph, my final sentence, and everybody to the T thought it was totally appropriate.
Democrats in the House do not share that assessment. Today, they are preparing to vote on a resolution pressuring Vice President Mike Pence to invoke the 25th Amendment to remove President Trump from office immediately. The president's supporters say it's time to move toward unity, but Democrats say that's exactly why the president should be removed.
This is the road to reconciliation. It is the vice president himself who is the key actor, and it is the president's own cabinet who make up the key actors, the principal officers of each of the departments of government. They can help to lead us out of the nightmare that we've been plunged into.
Now, the vote on the resolution is expected later tonight. Then the vice president will have 24 hours to invoke the 25th Amendment. We're told that is not likely to happen. Then the House will start working on an article of impeachment charging the president with incitement of insurrection. Karen will have much more from Washington tonight on the news at 5. For now, we'll send it back to you.
All right, we appreciate it. Thank you, Kim. 3 House Democrats say they tested positive for coronavirus after sheltering with some maskless Republicans during the attack at the Capitol. Illinois Representative Brad Schneider, Representative Bonnie Watson Coleman, a 75-year-old cancer survivor, and Representative Pramila Jayapal have tested positive in the days after the attack. Video from the day showed Democratic reps offering masks to Republican colleagues. They declined. New legislation could fine Congress members $1,000 for not wearing a mask on Capitol grounds. We are seeing changes day by day in the massive efforts to vaccinate Americans against COVID-19. Today, the federal government is shifting gears to speed up delivery of the vaccine. It will no longer hold back doses to guarantee Americans are able to get that second shot. In Wayne County, major health systems like Beaumont, Henry Ford, and others have agreed to start vaccinating people over 65 to get that population protected. The country itself is still working to finish Phase 1A, which includes healthcare workers. The city of Detroit starts to vaccinate people at the TCF Center tomorrow and is boosting its response to serve more people.
I am going to do everything I possibly can to make sure every Detroiter who needs it gets the vaccine as quickly as possible. So we're going out on a little bit of a limb here, booking 20,000 appointments over the next 4 weeks. The governor is doing everything she can to get vaccines, and I was pleased to see that the White House in the last couple hours has indicated they're going to be releasing a lot more out of the warehouses.
Well, today, the state of Michigan is reporting more than 1,900 new cases in the virus in the past 24 hours, plus an additional 100 deaths. We did post a lot of information about the different paths to getting vaccines broken down county by county. Just go to clickondetroit.com. You'll find it on the homepage. Now, let's shift our attention to the bigger picture from Operation Warp Speed. Top leaders shared an update on those federal changes just a few hours ago. Paula Tutman sat in on the virtual briefing and joins us now with the very latest. Paula, what did you find out?
Hi, Karen. Well, lots was said. I think the two biggest takeaways are the way Operation Warp Speed is going to be distributing the vaccine to states and how they're advising states to administer those vaccines. Keep in mind, states have been pretty much doing their own thing, and not a lot of them are happy with what's been going on with Operation Warp Speed. 4 quick and important points. Michigan is amongst the top 15 states for COVID vaccine distribution. Governor Whitmer has long complained that the gum up in getting more vaccines into arms stems from not getting what's needed from the White House administration.
The federal government currently has upwards of 50% of current produced vaccines held back by the administration.
Now, Whitmer has scored 100,000 doses from the Department of Health and Human Services on her own. And today, the Department of Health and Human Services and Operation Warp Speed patted itself on the back for what it called
flawless distribution.
Despite the complaints from numerous states that more vaccine doses are needed, today in its last briefing, Operation Warp Speed put the blame on the states.
We went to over 636 sites on day one,
saying that often it was a data collection or reporting problem and that this plan is going exactly as it was planned all along.
We'd always planned to move to a more advanced phase of how we manage this once we had confidence in our supply chains. That is the key trigger we needed to see.
Today, 2 changes were announced. Who can get the vaccine and how states will get the vaccine in a use it or lose it stance.
In order to ensure doses are being put to use and put to use for the most vulnerable. We will be allocating them based on the pace of administration as reported by states. And I think with the new incentives that we are announcing today, that states will receive their allocations in part based on the data that we have on what percent of vaccine that they've received have they actually gotten administered. We'll see that data improve.
Yeah, okay, so this was all part of this last mile scenario. Karen, I want to go back to something you said leading into me when you were talking about people 65 and older can start getting the vaccine. That was also announced today, as well as people with comorbidities or things that could exacerbate this disease, 16 to 18 to 64, depending on the vaccination. But keep in mind, this is something that Michigan started doing yesterday, and they announced it today.
All right, good perspective. All right, thank you, Paula. We know there are a lot of questions about possible side effects surrounding the vaccine, and they do vary from person to person. Our own Dr. Frank McGeorge has been sharing his vaccination journey, and he has an update.
I just received my second dose of the Pfizer vaccine on Sunday, and I did react much differently than after the first dose. Tonight at 5, I'll share my side effects and what I think everyone should do to be prepared before you get vaccinated.
By the way, Dr. McGeorge and his medical producer, Sarah Mayberry, will host a live discussion on all things COVID tomorrow afternoon. Just go to our website, clickondetroit.com, log on, and then bring your questions tomorrow at 12:30 in the afternoon. State police continue to search for a 3-year-old girl they say was taken by her mother. Investigators say Queen Gianna Eloise Norton was in her father's car on Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard in Pontiac when her mother, Shanitra Shea, stole the car. It's described as a 2004 light blue Jaguar X-Type with a paper license plate. Norton was last seen wearing a purple coat with fur on the hood and a black, pink, and purple striped winter hat, as you see right there in the picture. More changes today from the Washtenaw County prosecutor, this time regarding minor drug charges. Eli Savitz says his office will no longer charge cases related to the use, possession, or small-scale distribution of marijuana or psychedelics. Also, his office will support the expungement of old criminal cases tied to similar offenses. Savitz has been shaking things up since taking office. He's also getting rid of cash bond in Washtenaw County. We're gathering reaction to this new policy, and we'll be talking to the prosecutor when you join us tonight at 5. In the first forecast, we are headed toward a midweek warm-up, but first we have to get through tonight. Let's bring in meteorologist Ben Bailey. Ben.
Yeah, hi Karen. It's a small problem tonight. It's very tough to see here on Storm Tracker 4. If you squint towards the end, you can see a little bit of moisture starting to increase. There is some freezing drizzle that's been reported in spots out there, and road temperatures are below freezing. You can see a lot of those in the 30, 31 degree range in that purple, a little bit milder on the edges, but we are expecting to see at least some slick spots through the drive home. Right now, nobody reporting any precipitation. It's all cloudy and dry, but again, that stuff is very light and likely falling in between some of those reporting stations. Consistent temperatures tonight, we're going to look at those numbers staying below 32, but we're going to hit 40 2 days in a row. That and the snow for the weekend when we see you again in a few minutes. Karen?
Thank you, Ben. Still ahead, more dogs have died after eating contaminated pet food. A recall is expanding this afternoon. What dog lovers need to know in a Help Me Hank alert. And later, we have a quick list of certain industries that are definitely putting up the Help Wanted sign. Hot jobs in trending stories.